What's good, ladies and gentlemen? I'm back with another episode of the show. Welcome. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. Hope everybody got to spend a lot of good quality time with your fam. So today I am coming to y'all with a story of it's a documentary on Peacock. It's on Peacock, and you can watch it on Peacock if you have Peacock. Otherwise, I don't think it is available anywhere else. But the documentary is about Barney. You know, Barney the purple dinosaur. I love you, you love me. You know, that motherfucker. Damn, I just lost my whole train of thought, bro. Shit. Oh yeah, Barney. That's where we was at. So basically, by the way, the documentary is called I Love You. I Love You, You Hate Me. So it starts out, it talks about how Barney was created. And Barney was created by Carol Leach in the 80s for her son Patrick. And Patrick was a 2-year-old with he was very, very active. And there weren't very many preschool oriented videos and shit like that around at the time. So basically she had she found a tape that was called Sing Along or We Sing Together or something. It revolved around a stuffed mouse, and a stuffed bear. But at night, they would come to life, they would come to life and they would sing and other stuff. So she was like, alright, well, I'm going to try to create a thing for preschoolers and kids around that age, because there wasn't that much of a market for that at the time. Well, oh shit, I almost dropped my mic. So she did it. Well, her father-in-law was owner of a video studio. And so she got a crew together, and she didn't know much about editing at the time. So the first incarnation of Barney was Barney in the Backyard Gang. So, and she worked with this other mother, Kathy somebody. So you had Carol Leach and Kathy, I don't know her last name. So we just gonna call her Kathy somebody, cause I don't remember her last name. So, anywho, so basically, they got Barney off the ground, and so Bob West played the voice of Barney, and I don't remember the dude's name who first started playing Barney, but performing in the Barney costume, but David Joyner ended up taking over after the other dude left. So they had Barney in the Backyard Gang. They had Barney Makes a Wish, or then they had what was the other ones? They had Barney in Concert, and they had damn, I can't remember the other one. And that was, and Barney Goes to the Beach. So those were the three, I believe, and there might have been one more too. There might have been one more, but I remember having. I don't know if I rented it or I actually had it. I think I rented it, but I remember watching the Barney concert. And it was actually like, from what I remember, being a kid, just being a kid, I was like, wow, it's Barney on stage. It was like amazing to me as a kid. It's like, wow, I look back at that and I'm just like, huh, it was crazy. So, um, so basically, and then, so after that, you know, well, they had to do a costume redesign of Barney because, and they revamped Barney's voice because kids actually didn't like the first voice of Barney, so Bob West had to go in and revamp his voice for Barney, and basically Barney became more friendlier. And oh yeah, and then there was another one. There was another tape that sold as well, from Barney the Backyard Gang. Barney Goes to School. Now, I haven't seen that full one, or did I? I think I actually did one time. I think I actually sat down and watched that. And this wasn't even as a kid. This was as an adult because I was like, I wonder what that was like. Because, those tapes were out in like 1989. Yeah, Barney started in 1989. So when I was born, Barney was just really getting his start. Because I was born in 90. So Barney was just really getting his start. So but let me tell you how I first saw the Barney Goes to School. Well, the first time I saw it in a Barney Goes to School edited video where somebody made Barney say some really, really, really fucked up stuff. And I mean really, really fucked up stuff. So yeah, I'll try to see if I can find it and do a YouTube reaction on the podcast. Because me and my brother actually did a try not to laugh challenge when he, and we were, I don't remember how old I was, but I know he was still young. I don't remember how old he was either, but it was crazy. But yeah, I mean, it was crazy, but that's how I first saw Barney Goes to School. And yeah, so yeah, so then after the Barney goes through the changes, everything, Barney just took off, man. I mean, the videos were selling, everything was just crazy. But like, a lot of adults hated Barney. Like, there was this dad who was like, well, I was off for a business trip or whatever, and my daughter, he came home and his daughter didn't run to him and, he didn't run to her and be like, daddy, 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 like she was expecting him to do. And he was like, oh, she's glued to the TV set watching Barney and all this shit. And like, he didn't like it. He didn't like it. And it was like, it messed with him. So he was like, you know what? I immediately don't like this dude. I don't like this dinosaur. And, a lot of people thought that, Barney was, back in the 90s, there was a lot of crazy shit going on. Like, the culture was different. Like, there was Nirvana, there was like Jerry Springer, there was like Beavis and Butthead and stuff like that. And they even showed clips in the documentary of like Beavis and Butthead. They was talking about having babies and having to watch Barney all the time. And they were like, man, that sucks, bro. Having to watch Barney all the time because, like, literally, like, kids just like, they just love Barney. And I'll admit, when I was a kid, I loved Barney too. I mean, like, I did. Like, Barney was my go-to dude for a while. You know, um, and even now as a grown up, like not all the time, but every once in a while, I'll think about an episode of Barney, or I'll think about a clip or something. I'll be like, I wonder if I can find that, and I'll go find the clip. And I think here and there I've even watched a full episode. But I will say now, the singing that I used to enjoy as a kid, Barney drives me up the fucking wall. It's like, bruh, why can't you just talk? Why you gotta do all that damn singing and shit? Like, bruh, but yeah, the main episode that stood out to me when I was a kid, and even watching it now as a grown up, the train episode always fascinated me. Basically what it is they're looking at trains, and they're just all about trains. I've always had a fascination with trains. I have no idea why, but I've always had a fascination with trains. But anywho, so the dad starts this club called the Barney, I think it was the Barney, I Hate Barney Secret Society or something. Or, no, there was a I Hate Barney newsletter. And, at first they were like, they ignored it for a while. They were just like, well, if we ignore this long enough, it'll go away. Well, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then there was this actual role-playing game developed. There was this organization, I don't remember their name, the Hyogen or something like that. And they had this game where they considered Barney a demon, an evil demon, and they were trying to destroy him. They even had Barney, where this was in college, y'all. They had this thing where they would burn Barney dolls. They would beat Barney dolls. There's just so much. And then there was the people that worked on Barney, I think Bob West got death threats, and he was like, are you the Barney? And it was middle school kids now, not high school kids like you would expect. Middle school kids was writing, there's this one kid, he said, some of them were fine, some of them were nice, and some of them were just really, 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 really violent. And, I understand you don't like Barney, but why you gonna send people death threats, man? It's a show. Come on, y'all. And in a lot of ways, look at one of the ladies on the documentary. The kids. Look at the kids from Barney. All the kids from Barney, they're all adults now. They grew up and all that shit. And it's amazing to see. One of the girls got made fun of for being the Barney girl, and she ended up having a drink. I don't know if she had a drinking problem, but in school, she ended up going back to school after Barney was over, and she got called the Barney girl. And she, just to fit in, she wanted to be away from all that, sort of fit in. She started drinking and she started smoking and stuff. So she said she did drugs for a while and shit like that. But you look on the news, man, and you would see all kinds of crazy shit about, just Barney and stuff and Cheryl ended up getting a divorce from her husband, Jim, and Patrick. I think he had a love-hate relationship with Barney after a while, because he actually got into some trouble in his 20s. I'm not going to tell y'all about that. I'm going to let y'all see that on the documentary, because I don't want to give everything away, because there's just but there was the I Hate Barney newsletter, and there was a Barney secret society, Barney bashing secret society, and it's just like, wow, but yeah, and then funny enough, they didn't address any of the sexual things that I had heard about, when it, I started hearing about it when I was grown, but I was like, wait, Barney molested kids? What? And, and it wasn't, I don't know what it was, but they didn't address that. Now they did say, David Joyner did say he's a trancantist or something, and that's something to do with sex and spirituality and meditation and stuff like that. And they told him, well, you can't talk about that if you're Barney, because it's a lawsuit waiting to happen. So that's probably where all those rumors and all that shit, like molestation and all that shit, come from. But like I said, man, really, really cool, really good documentary. You hear a lot of stuff. It even showed about how Jerry Springer got their start too, a little bit. But yeah, so it's just like, wow, yo. The amount of information that you get out of that documentary. It's a 2-hour documentary, and it's just like wow. But yeah, I mean, even today, you can still take a lot from Barney, because everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be cared about. Humans are cruel, bro. In a lot of ways, we are just like, and especially in today's society, there's just so much shit going on that it's just like, wow. The 90s were such a different time, man. And, I mean, no, Barney is not real, but the things that he taught, like love, caring, the love and caring thing is always what I go back to, because it's just, everybody wants to be loved, man. Everybody wants to be cared about, everybody wants to love somebody, and everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to have that special friend that loves them and cares about them. And I'm not saying it's got to be a purple dinosaur or a stuffed bear or nothing like that. I'm just talking in general, yo. Like, I mean, just general shit. I mean, but yeah, I mean, so that is I Love You, You Hate Me in a nutshell. So y'all go watch it for yourself. Hope you've enjoyed this review. Hope it makes you want to go watch the documentary, because when I saw the trailer for it, I was just like, wow, I want to watch this. I got to watch this, because I was like, it just sounds really, really interesting. So, I'm glad that I had the opportunity to watch the documentary and shit like that. So yeah, I will catch on the flip side. As always, share the podcast on Twitter with your friends if you like it. Subscribe. If you're a first time listener, you can catch if you're a first time listener, thank you for the support. If you want to leave feedback, you can email me at Douglas, DOUGLAS, period, COUCH, at ROCKETMAIL.com. That again is Douglas.couch@rocketmail.com. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so at Douglas_couch on Twitter. So that's gonna do it for me, y'all, and I hope y'all have enjoyed. So I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace. I'm out.